What's up, guys? Welcome back to the JP and Trav show on the JP and Trav YouTube channel, live from Travis's X and also his Instagram. As always, it's your host with the most, JP. And to my right, I have my esteemed brother, co-host, and friend, Travis J. Davidson. Travis, how you feeling today, brother?
Man, I'm feeling good. Everybody got ease up on you in the comments. It was definitely me that made us late this time. I am up here in Kansas City at my boy Jay's house right here. He's kicking back, watching some sports in the man cave. So I left Tulsa this morning, came here, did a podcast, did radio for 3 hours, went to the Kansas City Convention Center to set up our booth for Team Sports Consulting Group. Left there, came straight back here, got set up, went live. So, anyways, and then of course Instagram's like it takes a little while to like get. So like adding Instagram it took another couple minutes, but usually it's about half and half. Occasionally JP's a little late. That's why he goes live from the car occasionally. But this one, 100% on me. 100% on me.
What y'all trying to say? I'm on CP time or something? Like I was here, dog. Like
I'm on CFPT. CFPT.
yeah, CFPT. Yeah. Well, welcome in, welcome in. Make sure we share this on YouTube. Okay, the hard to kill shirt has made its appearance. I
Yep,
love
Jamie
that.
got it for me as a surprise from Balfour and Norman. So
That's awesome.
I had to rock it.
You had to, and yeah, it's gonna be exciting, right, to see kind of what happens with this game on Friday. We talked about it a little bit here and there. Obviously, we did kind of a larger um, preview of the season or a review, excuse me, of the season last week with plays and different things like that. But now it's game time, Trav. I mean, we hear playoff football, baby. Like we're ready to roll in Norman.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that line keeps swinging. OU, I think, is favored on most books now, even a point and a half. It's not plus money on either side, so at least from what I'm seeing. So it's like I think Oklahoma is like minus 108, and I think Alabama's like minus 118, something like that. Last I saw. But I mean, when Oklahoma takes the field, I imagine it'll be the loudest environment we've heard in a long, long time. I mean, opportunity to win a playoff game in front of your home crowd doesn't get any better than that, right? I mean, especially in the football environment. You got nearly 90,000 people, on top of on top of the band as they come out. And a night game too. So this crowd is going to be fully lubricated with all kinds of alcoholic beverages. I always recommend Horns Down Fine Spirits, of course.
Of
But
course.
yeah, it's gonna be wild. Game day is obviously going to be there. I mean, I know national people that have nothing to do with Oklahoma that are making the trip because they're so excited about what the environment can be. Um, yeah, it's exciting. But I was just telling my buddy Joe, I'm like, you have to win. You have to. What better opportunity? You're gonna have home game against a team that you beat a month ago, a team you whooped last year. A lot of the defense is the same players, so you got to go take care of business. You've been winning ugly all year. Give me a 1 point win and send me to the Rose Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't care how it happens. It just like you said, we got to make it happen. I I think that this is, and here's a question right off the top, Trev, for both of us. Um, PG and J, I guess, have been having this discussion this week. Do you think that this is the biggest game in Norman history? Like, do you think not Oklahoma history, but in the history of games that have been played in Norman? PG has said he thought it was 1971. Greatest game, right? Game of century, number one versus number two. I know that the jump around game was floated out there. This is now being billed as potentially up there in that echelon. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it'll certainly be up there, but the thing is, like, there were games in the past where you knew if you won, you were going to the national championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Like this game, while incredible, while postseason, while therapeutic for Oklahoma fans, it's not. You win this game, you still have two more you got to win to make it to the national championship. You know what I mean? So, as far as stakes go, yes, they're very high, but the stakes at the end of Red November, 2085, some of those stakes, everything, like you win the one game at the end of the season, you're in, right? So I also think the fan base's relationship with this particular team will impact the environment a bit. And I know we were talking biggest game versus maybe best environment, whatever, but there's a large section, I would argue a majority of the fan base, that is unhappy with, at least like strongly and vocally unhappy with one side of the ball. And I get it. It's the offense, is what it is. It's easier to root for like Heisman winners. It's easier to root for Bake, and it's easier to root for big offense, right? And it's easier to associate that with a quarterback or something like that. That's why when everybody says in the national shows, they're like, oh, John Mateer leading the Sooners into the playoff. Like, they don't say the defense did, even though the defense is obviously the strongest part of the team. They don't say Tate Sandell leading them into the playoff, right? So I think the fan base's relationship with how Oklahoma's games are played now will have an impact on the environment a bit.
Yeah. Yes. I don't disagree with you at all. I think it'd be interesting to see just what a win would mean and what the atmosphere and norm would be after that. Because I was there for the win that secured a playoff spot. And I know that in and of itself was crazy. Like, it's like I said, I've been to a few games in Norman, and that's the craziest I've been. I went to 2012 Bedlam, which I would consider one of those, like, overtime win against a rival, walk-off touchdown, like, exciting stuff, right? I guess Oklahoma State, but even still, like, I've never seen a crowd like what happened against LSU when Satania caught that ball and scored a touchdown. Like, I looked everywhere. Everybody was jumping. Everybody.
I think part of that is the trust of the defense, right? Like, if you score late against 2017, if 2017 Oklahoma scores late, you're wondering, did they score too fast? You know what I mean? Whereas, this team, you score, I think they just trust that this defense is going to be there. And also, I know Kirby will probably have a term for this, but it's like if you were watching a soccer game or something like that, or a hockey game, and the ball keeps bouncing or the puck keeps sliding by the front of the goal, and you're just like, oh man, like all we need is that one, like we just needed to go in the back of that once. We just needed to go in the back of that once. Like, it feels like that with the offense all game. It's like, man, we just need, oh man, we had that one guy open. We had this, that, and the other. Then when you see Isaiah Satania score the big one, it's like, oh my gosh, like finally we saw one go through the net or go into the back of the net. I think that's what a lot of the feeling of the offense is giving right now, because it's undeniable that you can win with this offense. You never win because of it. You win in spite of it. But Oklahoma's sitting here as the number 10 or a top 10 team in the country, 10-win team, the 8 seed, hosting a playoff game with an offense that has been largely, I don't know about inept, but just not explosive, not productive, not consistent, not complimentary.
Yep. 100%. It'll be interesting to see what our offense does. And, I think that brings up some interesting points here, Trav. And we will certainly get into everything as it relates to the Sooners in-depth analysis and everything like that. Before we do, though, I do think we have to mention it. I want to hear what your opinion and thoughts were and are on the Sherrone Moore situation up in Michigan. Obviously, alum of Oklahoma. But since we last met, we have not talked about this. And I have another story to add on to that, that's kind of crazy. So let me hear your thoughts real quick, and then we'll get into.
Yeah, it's crazy with the Sharon Moore stuff. Yeah, speaking of nostalgia, Pacers stink again. But Oklahoma's going to scrub Sharon Moore from all the documents. Like they're going to go onto his Wikipedia page. Joe C's going to delete that he was ever here. Like that's rough. That's really rough. Obviously, more news continues to come out. It's going to be a long legal process now. I just want to know who Michigan's going to hire. If Kalen DeBoer loses on Friday, does Michigan, pay the $4 or $5 million to buy out that contract and make a splash? Here's the thing: Michigan needs to make a splash. Like they're going to try and separate themselves from this as quickly as possible and as loudly as possible. You had Jim Harbaugh that left them in FBI investigation, has a show cause, goes to the NFL, and then the guy who takes over for him is arrested, infidelity, impregnating a staffer, all this going on. Like they're going to want to make a splash. And I think I like Kenny Dillingham for sure. I think he's a very good coach, but going after a guy like Kalen DeBoer just makes a ton of sense. Like go take somebody. When USC took Lincoln Riley, that was a big statement. That was great PR for them. When LSU took Brian Kelly, now in retrospect, it sucks, but like at the time it was like, oh man, you just went up and snatched Notre Dame's coach, Notre Dame, a blue blood. You just went and got their coach. Like, so Michigan's going to have to pull a move like that and take somebody that is going to kind of send some shockwaves.
Yeah. No, it is. And here's the craziest thing. I found out. So I was with my aunt Byron this weekend for a quick second. I had a huge layover in Dallas Fort Worth, and we went and got some lunch. While we're talking, first of all, the mistress is the daughter of a longtime Bears scout, right? Like 30 to 40 plus years. Yes, correct, right? And so my uncle Byron, Byron knows him, right? From Byron's time with the Colts for 2 years. And so he was telling that to me. And as soon as he said his name, I had a flashback because I have a guy that I went to church with 4 or 5 years ago. Like I was in his small group, like for 2 years. Like we knew each other well. And I remember him saying to me, oh yeah, my dad's a scout for the Bears. And then me saying, oh, my uncle's a scout for the Colts. And then figuring out they knew each other. And it was like all at the same time I realized, oh my gosh, I know this woman's brother. It is his sister, bro. That is the young lady. And what makes it even crazier is she has some sort of it can be life threatening. Don't know that it is at the moment, but disease that I remember he would often pray, like ask for prayer about for her. And that there were a lot of things going on, and like she was in the hospital, like all these things, and I'm like, there's no way it's her. I was like, there's no way it's her. It has to be some of his other sisters. It has to be. I'm like, there's no way there's somebody with a severe medical condition like that. You know what I mean? I'm just like, there's no way. And then when I looked it up, the Bears did a story on it in 2016, and I was like, oh, it is her. It is, because they did like one of those like Make-A-Wish type stories
right.
on it in 2016, and it's the same one. And I was like, it just got, yeah. Here, Byron, right here. It got wicked, and I was like, this is too much. This is crazy, and it's close to home. Like I literally know her brother. So that was that.
And ironic that Sharon Moore getting her some medication was the thing that blew this whole thing open. How ironic.
Wait, is that for real?
The story that I heard was that there was like Plan B that was ordered under Sharon Moore that was delivered to her, and like the DoorDash person was like, Sharon Moore, what? Huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what her condition is, but I know she's been getting injections. So, anyways, we can move on to the OU playoff game.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. So what are our thoughts on what is the offense? Like, what do we need to see from the offense, right, to have some success? Because like Javonte Barnes, obviously, it seems like is maybe going to play, and I think that's interesting. After not playing the entire year, and now he's just going to show up in potential. And again, like we need healthy backs. Don't get me wrong, but what are your thoughts on that, bro?
So obviously, he's very good pass protection. He's good at blocking. If they want to get John Mateer run game going, like a lot of people thought or are saying, like there's no way we see, like there's simply no way we see Javonte Barnes. And I'm thinking to myself, how many people thought we wouldn't see Jaydn Ott in the last game? And we saw him out on the field. We scored a touchdown with Jaydn Ott on the field. So, I mean, Javonte Barnes does add value to this team. This is going to be an ugly game from the offense. And when I say ugly, I mean in the grimy sense, right, that they keep talking about. It's move the chains. You can pick up third downs just like you did against Tennessee, like 3rd and 3, quick outs, something over the middle, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. Stay in that world. Don't put yourself in 3rd and 8. Don't put yourself in 3rd and 12. But the way you're going to do that is going to be able to try and run the ball effectively, right? You need to run the ball effectively and wait till late in the play clock if you are going to, if you're going to sub out and whatnot. Try and give your defense a rest. Like you need to serve – this is a team that needs to serve the defense and the special teams because both of those are elite. Serve them. Give them time to rest. Set them up without short fields to defend. Give them the advantage in that. And the offense has to pick up third downs, cannot turn the ball over. In this game or in the previous Oklahoma-Alabama game, Oklahoma started 4 possessions in Alabama territory. Alabama never started past their own 30. So, like, you're gonna have to win that possession battle, that field position battle. Excuse me. You're gonna have to win that. And I think Oklahoma can. They've got the kicking game to do it. They've got the return game to do it. They've got the defense to do it. But Oklahoma just has to keep chipping away offensively and then hit one of those explosives, right? Whether it's Isaiah Satania, Deion Burks, Keontez Lewis, something like that. And you hope that John Mateer, now weeks even further removed from an injury, a game where, yes, he had 2 bad picks. One was tipped, but 2 bad picks. And he threw for over 300 yards against an LSU defense. So had a bit of a Ty Simpson game where, yeah, you turn the ball over a bunch, but, man, you put up a lot of yards. So hopefully he can come and can keep up that production, at least that confidence, get the run game going. But, JP, I think we can win this game if he throws for 180 yards, rushes for 50. I think if he throws for 150, rushes for 50, and doesn't turn the ball over, I think Oklahoma can win the game.
Yeah. No, I agree. We need to see some of that early season. Like that's what has to be. And you hope that time off has helped. Calm his mind, better reps, all these things. And, I did make a point, as Mike brings up here earlier, that I think Keontez Lewis, Trav, like, yes, I understand that John's been missing throws in general or missing receivers in general, like open receivers. Like, there's a piece of it where, man, like, he has to be better at seeing that stuff. What I will say is I went back and watched some of the early season film, and I genuinely believe that Satania is our best burner. Burks, I don't really know what he's our best at right now. I mean, he's kind of average at everything, and I'm not saying he's an average player in terms of like what he could be, but that's just the reality of what it is.
He's got good straight line speed. It's just he never makes anybody miss. Like, he's got great straight line. Miss.
He's not I wouldn't say he's the most crisp route runner. He can't block like that. We've seen that. Okay. Giovanni, we've not really seen what he's kind of a possession guy, but we haven't really seen him either. And he's come back from an injury. Like, it's hard to do that in the middle of the season. I get that. Keontae, I believe, is our smartest receiver, Travis. And I'm not trying to knock anybody else, but just I feel like Keontae often found ways to get open. I felt like he often found ways to, especially when teams are in zone, he was always in the open areas. He was always sitting, like he knew exactly where to be. And I felt like John had some comfortability there with him. And again, I'm not saying that he has not messed up on in and of himself, but that like when you have that relationship with a wide receiver, that's important. And obviously, he has a relationship with Isaiah to the point of where Isaiah has over, close to over 1,000 yards now. But it's been, honestly, a lot of Isaiah stuff has been man to man, or obviously down the sideline, not necessarily the middle of the field stuff. Keontae was almost strictly middle of the field stuff when he was in.
That's what got him injured over and over. But
yeah, that's true. But yeah, that's how I feel about that.
What's crazy is we had a guy from like Alabama radio station come on KREF with us today, and he said that it's not as much of a back issue as it is a blister on his throwing hand issue. He said that he's got blisters on his throwing hand, and they're trying to deal with that and fix that. And I'm like, I've never heard of a starting quarterback this late in the season have blisters on his throwing hand. I mean, I know they can't run the ball, but damn, like, you got blisters going into a playoff game? What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Yeah.
But I don't know. They're not saying much about his back, though.
I'm sure they're just trying to throw off, OU and whoever.
Well, they're making all kinds of excuses, man. Like, when we played there last time, the lights were weird, so like that threw us off our game. When we played, we didn't have this guy or that guy, or as long as we play clean, they don't have a way to beat us in this. It's like they're just coming up with excuses. They from blisters to lights. It's like, come on, guys. Like, and I don't know where their headspace is at right now, because Oklahoma's a team that has kind of been winning the same way all year. Alabama has really been struggling against P4 teams since Oklahoma beat them. Yeah. Like Oklahoma beats you, and then you barely beat a bad Auburn team, which they have talent, but barely beat them. I think Ty Simpson threw for 150 yards that game, 120 yards, something like that. Mm-hmm. And then you get rocked by Georgia. I think the Alabama guy said something like, in their last however many games against P4 opponents, they're only converting 27% of third downs. So it's like the Alabama offense on third down has fallen off a cliff. So if they get in a bunch of third and longs, Brent Venables is going to dial some stuff up and take some chances.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love to see, and I forget who I was listening to that said the other day, but man, when you give a guy like BV a second chance at seeing and even having more tape that we saw from a game that we played on what they, maybe did a lot, or even what they tried to do and had success against us with, then I think that makes it even more right for the picking. And looks like our Mason's going to be playing, and we didn't even have him the first time, and that's just
I think
a lot.
I think this is an interesting comment from Kirby. I think Kalen will have them ready to play less sloppy. I don't think Alabama played sloppy necessarily. Like I know that you see turnovers and things sloppy. Like Brent Venables baited Ty Simpson in mistakes, or Taylor Wine detonated Ty Simpson and to force a fumble. Like Oklahoma made their own mistakes, but it wasn't a situation where I think that Alabama was just careless with the ball. Like Jaden Hardy punched out a punt fumble. Like there was a lot of stuff that Oklahoma just did. So it's like, but even the fumble on the punt return, like he's going forward, and Jaden Hardy punches it out, wrapping him up from behind. So, I think Oklahoma, forced all three of those turnovers in those, and it wasn't necessarily a muff or anything like that. So, when I think of Brent Venables having another opportunity, I think that Josh Cuevas, the tight end, that everybody's like, man, they need him back. Of course, he's a really good player. He's a great blocker. He's all that. But he had his best game of the season against Oklahoma. 6 catches, 80 yards. He's only had one game in the season where he had more than 4 catches and more than like 60 yards. It was against Oklahoma. They ran those tight end hide plays multiple times. One of them, their touchdown to him, is 25-yard touchdown. The whole team's looking at the sideline when the ball is snapped. Ty Simpson catches it. They catch Oklahoma sleeping. I don't think you're going to see that from Brent Venables this time around. I think they're going to have better eyes. I think they're going to be more aware. That type of like trick stuff, you can't run it again against Brent. Like it just, you put it on film now. That's when you used it. So, like, good luck using it again. You better have some other iteration of it.
Yeah. We're just going to have to, I mean, the reality is we're going to have to bust. We're going to have to bust a lot for them to have any success. Like, there's going to have to be busted coverages. Don't clip that. There's going to have to be busted coverages, in my opinion, for them, because we've proven that we're better on in the trenches. We've proven that we can disguise things and make Ty throw interceptions. So I just don't see, unless, like I said, there's busted coverages or busted run fits. I don't see where Alabama, has sustained success. Does that mean they won't have something here or there? No, like they're still a good team, even with their flaws. That's why they won 8 in a row before they ran into us. Like they're still a good team. Like let's not act like, I don't want to act like they're like, poo poo or something like that. I mean, they are running the football, and so are we, honestly. But like the reality is we're still going to have to show up. And I fully believe that BV has them ready. Now, obviously, that's defensively. Offensively, we have to make sure we don't turn the ball over, which is something we did not do when we went there or against them last time. We did not do it. And so I know sometimes it's easy to just take what you saw last game from a kid and say that's going to happen this next game. But I don't know. With 3 weeks in between the LSU game and Friday, you have to feel like John has flushed some of that stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's playing obviously from a health perspective. I mean, he's going to be his best that he's been all year, outside of maybe first couple of weeks, but he's had time with the receivers, he's had time with his offensive line, and he went into those last 2 games of the year really talking about how he wanted to focus on stepping up into the pocket and delivering a strike. Like, there were so many times where he had time and like he would still like move out of the pocket and he'd go to the right, and that eliminates half your field. And then he'd tuck it, he'd run, do something. Like if he just stays in the pocket, and so many times he stays in the pocket and then escapes up through the middle of the pocket, right? And he's able to gain some real yards. So yeah, I think John has been focusing on the right things, and you say just threw 300 yards, against LSU. So I'd take 200. You sign me up for it right now.
Yeah. I also wonder, Travis, how his knee's doing. I wonder how his knee's doing.
I mean, you would think he's been running the ball effectively since I don't know, the last month. So I mean, he ran the ball effectively against Tennessee. You know, he had a rushing touchdown against Alabama. Ran the ball well. He did he have a rushing touchdown against us against Mizzou. Anyways, he's been running the ball fine. So I think he understands what he is as a quarterback. It's what he was at the beginning of the year too. He had the nation's longest streak for passing touchdown and rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he is. Equally effective on the ground. So they got to bang away at that and hope that his body holds up for this and 3 more games.
Yeah. Yeah, man. What a story that would be, man, if we go in and do the improbable and get to, you know, the national championship game. It'll be incredible. Guys, go ahead and ask questions as we continue to talk about the game, and we'll answer what thoughts you guys have. Yeah, I don't disagree with this. I feel like right now, honestly, for me, I would just rather him. I'm not saying I don't want him to be a pocket passer, but to win games, man, like I don't care if you gotta go through 2 reads, go. Like if it's open, if it's open in the middle, I would just go. Because again, 10 yards on the first down is better than you trying to force something.
Correct? Yeah, I just think, you know, he's trying to do it right now. But even if it's a short read, like go up, not out. You know what I mean? Don't drift. You know, don't fade into the pocket, and all of a sudden, your tackles who have been doing their job and pushing guys upfield, all of a sudden you're trying to escape, and you got to go all the way around that defensive end instead of stepping up and then going to the right or to the left in between the defensive end and the whatever interior pass rushers they might have. So, I mean, I think little things like connecting on the Isaiah Satania, connecting on that tunnel screen touchdown, like that's the kind of stuff that rewards John Mateer, right? Even the deep pass to Isaiah Satania, like there were people that were like, oh, he's got to lead him. It's like, no, hit him with the football. If you're standing that wide open, have him stop and catch it for all I care. Like we don't need to be trying to lay, a perfect, rainbow deep ball as he's running in stride. Like just hit him with the football. So I think he's gotten better at layering his throws, knowing when to, throw the fastball, but also, kind of throw out to those running backs a little bit, put a little bit of touch on them. So I don't know. You saw some things in that LSU game that obviously outside, when he wasn't throwing it to the other team, you saw some things. You saw a lot of things to like.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, 100%. He threw for what? 300 or what?
He threw for, I don't know, 320 or something like that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I got the stream set up for Instagram. I copied it over everything. I forgot to hit go live on Instagram. So we got people diving in right now. You're about to see the numbers go up.
Sorry, you half hour late. We
still new to this, but you'll be all right.
You didn't miss too much. We just been talking about.
And that's just my first beer, I promise. First beer, I promise.
But yeah, guys, continue to ask questions. Like, what are your thoughts? What are your guys' thoughts on the game? What do you think? You want to see, and then we'll give a score prediction here.
Who? I want you to start. Go offense, then defense. Breakout players, or maybe X factors under the radar, like my buddy James Spann would say.
Yeah.
Who's low key gonna have a big game?
Offensively, I would like to say Jaren Kanak finds a way to be more involved again in the offense, like he was early on, and for whatever reason, that kind of tailored off. That's why I would say offensively. Defensively, I'm going to go – this is going to be interesting. Corlin Guillory. And here's why I say that. Yes, he's been an X factor in terms of not having the ball thrown his way, but he doesn't have a pick this year. I'm calling that Corlin Guillory gets his first career interception on Friday night.
That would be a heck of a time to have it. Yeah, I mean he's got tough assignment, right? Bernard, Brian Williams, they're dudes. There's no doubt about it. But Bowen brothers want to take my answer. That's so funny. It is crazy that both of you picked a guy that's a freshman All-American. I mean, man, low-hanging fruit there. But I'm going to take, with my offensive player, Xavier Robinson. I know he's feeling good. He's removed from, an injury that hobbled him a bit. He's feeling, and this is what you dream of as an Oklahoma kid, right? Like, grew up right down the road. The Ole Miss, there was opportunity for him to kind of take over, and the offense, the play calling took the ball out of his hand. So I think offensively it's Xavier Robinson. Defensively, I think it's Kip Lewis. I think Kip Lewis, there's some snub talk on some all SEC teams. He doesn't have the counting stats that some people might like, but I think that he's going to have some opportunities to either force a fumble. I think he has at least one sack in this game, and I think it's Kip Lewis and Xavier Robinson for the big games.
Kip Lewis, man, that could be low hanging fruit for some people too. But he's not.
He's not a freshman All-American. Like he wasn't all SEC,
which is crazy.
He wasn't all SEC. Or a freshman, he wasn't anything like Corbin Hillary was. So.
Neither was Grayson Halton. Neither was Dominic Williams. Neither was Jaden. What I will say, how insane is
it? Don't get JP started on Jaden Knott again, fellas. OU Athletics, come after him.
For real. How insane is it that R. Mason? You know how good R. Mason Thomas is. You know how good you have to be to miss 4 SEC games, Trev?
Yeah, because he missed half the Auburn game, remember?
Yeah. 4 SEC games. Right? And you still get voted second team SEC? Or no, I'm sorry, first team all SEC.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy.
He didn't play half the season. I was shocked, and he deserves it. He deserves it, but it's just crazy to me. I was like, dang, that is nuts that you can miss half of the SEC season and still be voted number 1.
I mean, and that's what it's almost like. It's almost like the last thing they saw of him was one of the biggest, if not the biggest, play of Oklahoma's season, or at least most impressive. Like he stiff-armed a guy for 20 yards. Like, and as he was injured, hobbled down the sideline for a touchdown on the road at Neyland. Like,
yeah.
So I think that's the last thing they see. It's almost like, man, it's almost like they would have felt bad if they didn't do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Do you think R. Mason can go in the first round?
I don't think he can. Yeah. Just from the measurables, and when guys like Micah Parsons, smaller guys, Nick Bonito. Not traditional, freak of nature, guys along the defensive line. When they're having the seasons they're having, it certainly helps a guy like R. Mason Thomas. He's in better shape now than he would have been like 6 years ago, but I don't know if he's a first rounder. I would see him going like mid-second, early third, but he just doesn't have the measurables. And there's so many players at the defensive end position these days that have freak measurables. So get our NFL scouts' thoughts on it. Give us a 10-word rundown, Byron.
Yeah. Byron, go ahead. It's your time to shine. What would you say about R. Mason and why? Yeah, no, I agree. Hey, what did you think about the John Mateergate controversy, the video where he
Oh my gosh, I couldn't care less. Tripped over a tackling dummy. Like, I don't care as long as he's fine. Like like there's certain things where like people were getting mad at the guy that put it out. Like, I don't care.
It's not that
like
deep.
It's not that deep. He fell over at practice. Like, he's not hurt. Like he's not, you know, it wasn't like unathletic. He just like he tripped over something he didn't see. Like it's.
I tried to take the heat off of him.
I know yours looked way less athletic though.
Hey, this was about 7 years ago now. Shoot, yeah, 7. No,
Just
it was
sat there,
6.
making sure you're all okay.
6 years ago, and I was splitting time. This is before I became an athletic director. I was a PE teacher and also working at a trampoline park as a manager. And yeah,
You did that thing. You did that thing that you know. Once you get old, you do. Not only do you look around to see who saw you, but you got to wait to make sure that like nothing hurts real bad. You know what I mean? Like you sit there and you're like, all right, everything like wiggle the toes, like all right, like I feel all right. All right, time to get up. Like
yeah.
that's an old head move right there.
Byron said, explosive athlete with good bend and body control, not ideal length. Starter as a sub package rusher.
Yeah, seeing like his speed to power stuff, especially against Auburn, was impressive. But yeah, it's just there are a few passers like Reuben Baines got short arms, like just not that. I mean, R. Mason Thomas, he's just a smaller pass rusher. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
So, but he's productive, and when you're productive in the SEC, somebody will take him. So,
I mean, he's first team all SEC defensive linemen don't probably drop out of the top 3 in my rounds. I can't see that is.
The production's going to be there, and also like, you know, there's a premium on pass rushers. So, like even the more physically, ideal athletes, they'll go earlier. It's all about, in my opinion, it's quarterback, protect quarterback, attack quarterback. Like those 3 positions, you got to go those. Like, yeah, I think NFL scouts have missed the boat if they don't ask him about what Grayson Halton said and said, yeah, against Auburn, he was like, hey, guys, you can take this play off. I'm going to go finish it. And you saw every other defensive lineman stand up and kind of just stand there, and R. Mason Thomas blew through the right tackle and the chipping running back and then spiked Jackson Arnold down onto the ground. Like that kind of stuff, that's the kind of stuff people are going to want to hear about in those interviews. But you're always going to have a job if you can effectively get to the passer. Like, simple as that.
Yeah. Yep. Byron agrees. Let's go ahead and get a little score prediction now so we can kind of talk about, see what everybody's thinking.
Yeah.
And then we can finish this out with any more questions about the game on Friday. But
SEC Unfiltered tuned in on the old Instagram. We were going after Chris today because he picked Bama.
Oh, man.
He said Vegas already told you. My brother Chris.
Hey,
Oklahoma's favored since you said that.
The line has moved. So.
Chris moved the lines himself. He's that powerful.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get a score prediction, guys. Let's see it. What are we thinking? Ooh, wow, I will say 30-10.
I will say for those of you that did not see today, we landed a client down by B-Man down there. Liberty Christian Baseball is onboarding with Team Sports Consulting Group. Some of you may know a football player that plays for them, Cooper Witten, or at least his dad, Jason Witten, who's the football coach there. So getting down into the DFW. That's our second DFW school now. Still waiting on Byron to bring me 10 more schools, but, he's taking his time.
Hey, yeah, we ask him if he can bring you Prosper. He was
trying to get JP to bring me 1, so we waiting on it.
We've talked about this. Indiana ADs are stingy. They only do what the rest of them do. If one don't do it, the rest of them don't do it. They're not original, unfortunately.
We got somebody predicting an Alabama win. Interesting.
Wow. 24-17 OU, 20-17, 24-20. Let's hear hits more layups.
420. Okay.
And,
24 would be an offensive explosion. 24 would be an offensive explosion unless we get, in our 5 regular season matchups against Alabama, we're 5-0, and in 4 of them we've scored defensive touchdowns. So 80% of the time against this team in regular season we score a touchdown on defense. Hasn't quite translated to the postseason yet, but yeah. Well, there you go. Appreciate you, Alec. Doing the Lord's work. I think that, yeah, Byron, you would think, but I'm taking 20-13. 20-13. Tate Sanzel, Lou Groza, best kicker in the country. I have to assume he kicks 2 field goals. Like, I have to assume it. So, and I think the weird part is maybe it's 20-17. Maybe Alabama's kicker can't make 2 field goals. Maybe Taylor Wine will keep blocking them. But
yeah,
I'm trying to go between 2017 and 20-13. I'll stick with my 20-13. I'll stick with my gut. Maybe it's 2 touchdowns for Alabama and they miss an extra point.
Yeah. I'd probably say 24-14. That's mine. You know what? It's 24-17. That's what I'm saying. 24-17. OU. That's my prediction.
Okay. 24, like I said, 24 offensive explosion that you guys are predicting here.
I didn't say that the offense is going to score 24. I said Oklahoma score 24.
Are you predicting another defensive touchdown?
I am. Defensive
That's
touchdown.
a tough thing to come out and predict.
For sure.
Oof.
What do you make about the Jeremy Bernard lighting thing? That like the lights.
I think it's dumb. I think he's making excuses.
I thought that was crazy.
I think it's dumb and he's making excuses. I don't know. I get annoyed by that kind of stuff. It's like, what a weird, like, nobody asked you about that. Like, that's a weird thing to, like, I don't know. It's a weird thing to bring up on your own.
Yeah.
Satani return TV. That would light up the fan base.
That would be nice.
Yeah, luckily with this game, good teams win, but great teams cover. Any win pretty much going to be a cover by the time this one's said and done.
Correct.
My boy Jay behind me watching the game still. We're in the war room right here. Got all the screens.
What game is on right now?
We got Minnesota and Memphis. That one's coming down just 24 seconds. As long as Memphis makes their free throws, they'll beat Minnesota. Yeah. And then the Cavs lost tonight. Yeah, I was shocked. I mean, I know the Bulls have been playing fine, but I thought the Cavs would get the job done.
I still can't believe Jaren Kanak hasn't had one.
Jaren Kanak not having a touchdown and Cortland Guillory not having a pick. Like, both of those are shocking to me, especially considering the way the rest of their season went. Like, Jaren Kanak is made an all-SEC team.
He really did, which is nuts.
Like, Jaren Kanak made an all-SEC team. Cortland Guillory is a freshman All-American. Jaren Kanak has not scored a touchdown. He's thrown a 2-point conversion, but he's not scored a touchdown. It's crazy. Like, it feels like you've got to get him one, right? Like, you've got to do whatever you can to scheme up a specific, like, in the red zone, you just got to target Jaren. Target Jaren over. Like, I don't even care what's open. Target Jaren. If you like a play call, make sure Jaren's the target on that play call.
Yeah. Yeah. What did I say to somebody? I think I said something like Eli Bowen being valued as much as Jaren Kanak was offensively is crazy to me. Not because no disrespect to Jaren at all, but I'm just like, wow, like.
Well, I also
coach
think there's something to be said for, positional strength within the conference. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
There are people like early on, like preseason, it was like, hey, is Mateer going to make preseason All SEC? It was like at the time, it was like Arch, Lagway, like Nussmeier, Lenore Sellers, Diego Pavia, Ty Simpson, like most of the SEC could have said the same thing. So it's tough just because positionally the tight end position was not incredibly strong outside of Vanderbilt's tight end. Obviously, he won the Mackey, I think. So
yeah, Kip Lewis is my Butkus Award winner. I still can't believe that dude did not make a All SEC team, but that's okay. So, Trav, yours was 20-14. Is that correct?
Yeah, I went back and forth. 2017, 2014, 2013. I think those were all years Oklahoma won the Big 12. Anyways, I feel good about Oklahoma having 2 offensive scores and 2 field goals. I don't know why I feel that way. I just feel like they're going to get to 20. Can you keep Alabama at 7 like Georgia did? Can you keep them under 20 like Florida State did? Can you turn them over? Can you score off of them like Oklahoma has? I think so. I think Oklahoma's defense, especially with the addition of R. Mason Thomas, the return of R. Mason Thomas, I would have a hard time putting a ceiling on this defense, saying there's anything that they can't do to an Alabama offense that is leaky at best right now.
That probably won't happen. How likely is it that we see Osiris, Sexton, and Howland play in the rotation Friday?
I would say not likely at all.
Hopefully not.
Well, I just don't think, just because somebody's not on the availability report, and this is me guessing this isn't I'm not accusing OU of being, dishonest on their injury report. I don't think Logan Howland is ready to go at tackle. I just don't think it. So I think you're going to see, probably if Michael can't go, you're going to see Fabechi in the middle, and then Foje and Simmons to the right, and then obviously EPL and Fasusi to the left. So, which I think is fine. I think it's fine. I think that squad can get it done. Fabechi played admirably at center, so it'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, guys, I mean, this is what it is. Friday. It's for all the marbles, man. As far as we're concerned, like Taylor Wine said, every game has been a playoff game. And so let's hope the boys, we know the defense probably going to show up. Not even probably, they're going to show up. Let's hope the offense, man, that they've worked on some things. The last thing I'll say, Brent Venables, he I don't feel like he just gassed people up. I haven't heard him gas the offense up out of nowhere necessarily, even this year. And he did say that he's seen some things that have him fired up. So let's hope that translates to the field on Friday. And who knows, Oklahoma may turn into a dark horse if that happens.
I'll tell you what, if they're able to win on Friday, then, man, they're going to turn – a lot of people that we're calling them frauds and this, that, and the other, they're gonna have to rethink some things. And the thing is, it's like all these people are, hey, Oklahoma can't keep winning this way. Well, they won 10 games in the SEC and against Michigan playing this way. So
Indeed.
I don't know what to tell you. I guess they can. We just watched them do it, for the last few months. So I guess they can. You can say they can't beat, playoff opponents doing it until you remember that they just did it to this playoff opponent a month ago playing that way. So, yeah, it's like they're waiting for Oklahoma to lose so they can say, I told you couldn't win everything with defense. It's like, yeah, you can win everything with defense typically, but we need to stop pretending that the offense is the only side of the ball that matters.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. At the end of the day, if we win, we win. I don't care how it gets done. So,
yeah,
we will see y'all next week. And I hope and pray that we are talking about a huge Sooners win and that we have my wife on here because we're going to be battling Oklahoma versus Indiana. That's the goal. But we will see you guys next week. Man, go enjoy this game Friday. And let's go get a dub, Trav.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it. I'll talk to you next week.
Boomer.